Hey everyone, welcome to OVERWRITE, the show where we rethink games. I'm Kuhlman.
And I'm Sai.
And we did the Marty McFly thing. We're back.
Okay.
Ye who hold the secret sword, ye have returned to the appointed spot. If you wish to interrupt your adventure, in parentheses game, again, speak to me, the one that you have marked to prove your encounter. Thank you, Owl. Very informative. Anyway.
So yeah, about those owls.
Yeah, what about them?
Those, you couldn't, those were just warp points in the original version of the game. You couldn't use them to save. I think that's only in the North American release.
In the North American and European release, yeah. So
Western release.
Yeah, when the original version of Majora's Mask released in Japan, those were, as you just said, those were just like meant to be warp points. Warp points.
They weren't save points.
Yes, in fact, I'm not even sure if the one here in Clocktown was even in the original Japanese release of the game. So, like, what happened was, when they released the game in Japan, or rather, when they were localizing the game, there was a worry that people would find the game frustrating very fast because of the 3-day system. So there's two ways to save in Majora's Mask.
Right.
You can either turn back time, like we did last episode, and you'll get like a save prompt. Mm-hmm. That's the original way to save in the game, and the other way is through the owl, like we did before. So the thing is, the localization team was worried that if people could only save by going back in time, retracing their steps, and losing all their stuff,
right?
The people would not like enjoy the game as much. So especially because statistics said that players over in the US and Europe probably didn't have as much, or didn't spend as much continuous time playing video games.
Right.
As
they have other things that they need to do.
Also, just to interrupt this for a sec, we're back with Weird Fairy over here. If you remember from a couple of episodes back, she did tell us when we got back to her original form and not our mishappen Deku form,
yes,
that we should come back to visit her.
Yes.
She doesn't remember that, but she seems to remember that we got something else from her. So
she's trying to give us magic. She realizes we have magic.
So she looks up our skirt and instead she goes like, "Oh, kind young one. Scattered throughout the 4 temples of this land are broken stray fairies like me."
Why is she an old man?
I'm sorry, was that my old man voice? I was going for old woman voice.
No.
Please find a way to save them and return them to their fountains. Surely they will add to your strength. Allow me to grant you something good so that the stray fairies will not fear you.
So yeah, it's a thing that we were talking about in the a few episodes back where they were explaining how the stray fairy mechanic works. Now she's like...
Yeah, so we got a tutorial for it.
Giving you the quest, so to speak.
Yeah, and the game designers were kind of like, maybe stray fairies will be complicated, so here's an extra item to make things easier on you guys. So, yeah. Anyway, going back to the warp stones while I figure out what...
I mean, stray fairies do get pretty complicated.
Oh, yeah.
After, like, the second dungeon.
Did you ever get all of them on your first go during, like, playing through this game?
In my first go? No way. I was too focused on beating the game.
Right.
I don't think I even got all the masks.
Really?
In my first playthrough, yeah.
Like, depending on who you ask, like, getting all the masks is the actual game. Like, the dungeons is just like, well, it's here because it's a Zelda game. Kind of thing. But yeah, I guess we can get into that when we actually get into that. So, going back to what we were talking about earlier about the save statues. Yeah, they were basically added in by the localization team.
Right. When
they were localizing.
She didn't give you a notebook.
Could have sworn. Oh yeah, the Bomber Secret Society of Justice Forever. Huh.
No, you gotta do the thing. You gotta play tag again, I think.
Wait, let me talk to Jim. I could have sworn I read somewhere. So we were discussing this before going on camera, guys. I could have sworn I read somewhere that if you just go and show that you already know the password, like they would be like, "Oh, I guess you remember already. We forgot about you. So here's your book."
He'll let you in, but see, you have to play tag again to get the notebook. I was very sure about that.
No, I don't want to check. I don't want to check the mail. Goodbye. Talking postal delivery service.
Yep.
Did you ever find that weird as a kid? That, like, the mailboxes speak to you in this game?
You know, I didn't.
You just never crossed your mind.
No, I think
Were you one of those kids that went to the post office and were like, "Hello, Mr. Mailbox"?
No.
Is there anything for me today?
I thought, like, I assumed Link was reading from a sign.
I don't know,
From
man.
a very
like,
personalized sign.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, that text does not read like a sign. It literally reads like the mailbox is speaking to you.
Yeah. Now, older me knows that,
Yeah.
realizes that. But I really thought that you gotta use the Deku mask. I really thought that that it was a sign.
That it was just like an regular
A super personalized sign.
Hello, bird. Please deposit your mail here. Goodbye.
Literally everyone else in town
It's also called bird.
looks at the thing and goes, "Well, I guess I can't deposit my mail here."
Yeah. Well, anyway. So I think last episode we showed this. Taro was saying. So if you remember, before we turned back time, the Taro's brother, yes, Taro's brother, was going like, "Hey, cryptic words, places you need to go," and Taro told us like those were probably the 4 cardinal directions.
Yes.
Where we want to go check out whatever Tail was warning us about.
Yep.
And she went like, "You should probably go to the swamp, which is right in front of you," but I completely did not do that because before we leave, there's a couple of things I want to have in our pockets to make our little adventure a bit easier going forward. Hello, Skull Kid. And there's the moon again.
This is like the exact same cutscene every time you do it.
Yeah, but you know, it's actually in real time. So last time we did this, I think it was close to evening of the second day. The moon was close.
Yeah.
Like, things look a lot more distant right now, just because none of this is
None of it is pre. It's not actually a cutscene.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's happening in the game.
Well, there's discussion among, especially after the 2000s, about what actually counts as a cutscene or not.
The door was on the other side.
Right, sorry. About what actually counts as a cutscene or not in a video game.
Right.
So, back when we were kids.
Okay.
Dating ourselves. Back when we were kids, pre-rendered animation, especially because 3D was so
new.
Let's say shitty looking,
and also new.
Cutscenes were assumed to be like the pre-rendered stuff. Like the animation department went to town and did like their best job, and they kind of like show off. Those were cutscenes, and like real-time stuff. People weren't so sure if those counted as cutscenes or not because they aren't planned, but since I want to say since Half-Life, that discussion has kind of changed because real time, like doing things in real time through scripted events has kind of become the norm for what we call cutscenes.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, or rather, I guess that's what I was trying to get at. It is kind of the definition of a cutscene has changed a bit from when this game came out to where we are now.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's all I wanted to say about that. Anyway.
End of discussion.
One more thing I want to do before we leave town. We need to talk to the commercial scrub. Oh, here it is. Hey guy, you haven't passed my test, so how do you know my secret code? This is what I was talking about. Okay, so I remembered wrong how you were supposed to... Nobody but nobody but bombers know that code.
Learn how to talk.
I'm getting too excited, man.
Listen, guy.
My name's Bird. I'm not Guy. I'm not Guy.
Bird.
Managed to figure out a code that only we know. Now that's something. I like you. What's your name, Guy?
Bird.
Bird, huh? Alright, that Skull Kid broke our rules and is doing all kinds of stuff. I'm making Bird a new member of the Bombers instead. This is the Bombers notebook. This is also
so they do give you the notebook.
Yeah,
after you come out.
Right, I've had forgotten you have to complete the observatory event. Oh, he's even like saluting and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bombers Secret Society notebook. This is probably the most important item in the game in a roundabout kind of way. So
it's like an agenda if you think about it.
yeah,
Because the thing is, like, it records everything that's going to happen in these 3 days,
yes.
so that you can keep track. What
Can we real talk for a second?
heck was that?
He's just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, sorry, you were saying about our new agenda.
It records everything that you're doing in real time. Not in real, yeah, in real time. It records everything that you're doing during the 3 days, so that you can keep track of everything that happens for when you complete all the side quests.
Yes, and the reason I think
some primary quests.
yes, the reason I think it
Also, yeah, secret chest.
getting that money. Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I lost a rupee. Goddamn children's wallet.
you lost 26 of them, but okay.
Right.
You got 25 already.
I forgot I had money on me. Anyway,
what else did you want to do?
I wanted to talk to
this
Scrub
guy.
here. You were going on about the agenda while he goes about.
Yeah, but I think
interrupting
I'm
us.
I'm done talking about the agenda.
Oh no, I wanted to talk about the. I
Okay.
remember now. I think one of the reasons it's come to be considered one of the most important items in the game is because, unlike other Zelda games, people consider Majora's Mask's strongest point is its side quests.
Right.
And the Bomber's Notebook is like the central item
For side quests.
for doing side quests.
Yes.
So and I'll show it in a sec if we will, or as soon as we get done with this, because we're running out of time. Okay, got the land title lead. Just quickly before we do, we say goodbye. Yeah, get out of here. We don't like you. Just get. This guy, by the way, is another side quest, and he's gonna show up in our Bomber's Notebook, I believe, as soon as he gets out of town.
Yeah, and it's a long ass side quest that I usually, when I play this game, I usually leave it for the end.
Well,
I think it's already been added.
I don't think you can finish it until the very end of the game.
Yeah, but I usually
Anyway.
leave it to do the whole run.
Oh,
Yeah,
in just one go. Yeah,
just one go.
I think you kind of have to. So this is the Bomber's Notebook before we say goodbye. And what's neat about it for the side quest is side quests rely on what time of the day and what portion of the story you're in. So this, as boring as it sounds, is really, really helpful. But we should go be helpful to Termina in the next one.
Okay.
See you guys there.
See you guys.
Bye.
Are you ready? Dude, you didn't put the thing on silent?
Just
That could have gone off any moment.
But it didn't. It didn't. And that's all that matters.
Okay.